Welcome, Aquarius. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do a post new moon in Aries message for you. In a few days, Uranus will be moving into Gemini, which is going to be a nice flow. This electricity, this intuition of yours, your ruling planet, is highlighting the ease of communication, of getting information and sharing that very broadly with a wide audience. So I feel like your collective consciousness and ability to act decisively in a way that helps to respond urgently to some social needs, that is more about connecting with your desires or your wishes rather than from a place of frustration. But it also does open up your ability to not avoid, to face up to some chronic situations that have been tucked away safely in the background. I have pulled a rest card from the Nap Ministry, and I will read this. I do nothing alone. My whole life is a collaboration. And this card talks a little bit about the toxic culture of individualism. Being such an original, unique, unorthodox talent in many ways, you are often sidelined or marginalized, or you certainly have been in the past. And this is something that maybe has encouraged your sense of having to work things out for yourself on your own, but it does not amplify and is not the opportunity you need ultimately to work with others. That is your greatest gift. And I believe that this is a particular balance that is being highlighted by the social conditions in our world today, the difference and the continuum of individualism and collectivism, being a part of the whole, being a single unique spark within that. I believe this is a continuity and a flow you uniquely understand, embody, and can communicate very fluidly to others who, as an example, can feel despair in a time like this, rather than a sense of empowerment that we have been created to deal with precisely the uneven, apparently chaotic conditions of our world. For the seed and sickle oracle, I pulled the moonwort, and I'll read a little bit about this. I believe another earth sign, I don't remember which one, got this same oracle card. And I love it because of the beautiful key, which reminds me of the zodiacal symbol for Chiron, which is also a planet I associate with some of your talents, but is in a tight conjunction to all the Aries planets that are out there right now. Moonwort ferns have many magical properties ascribed to them, but one of the most prominent is their ability to undo or destroy any lock. Our minds are skilled at hiding away old griefs, unwanted feelings, and even stressful or traumatic memories. But in the long term, these will become dangerous, and now's the time to make sense of them. Take this opportunity to unlock those hidden spaces and clear out some of the cobwebs. So this really is going directly to the power of Chiron and the Aries stellium in general. Understanding your own motivations by confronting or certainly facing those fears, those uncomfortable emotional experiences that have perhaps controlled your actions or your words more than you are consciously aware of. And so this is the part that really does look to initiating some kind of uncomfortable truth, speaking that. trusting that the work you do is productive, even if the evidence of that seems disruptive initially. In the present, the Judgment card is always about answering a call, recognizing your true path, being on that path, but only now glimpsing it in its totality, understanding that you have been made specifically on purpose for the task that you envision as part of improving upon the world, humankind, the Earth's sustainability, whatever that holistic passion that you feel uniquely created for. You understand that you are part of a plan, as are others that you work with. So this really is encouraging your ability to recognize an alignment with other potential partners and collaborators, opening up the communication that is comfortable for you and is often a bit disruptive or unsettling for others. The disturbance others may experience in your words or your actions is because you are striking something that is uncomfortable or difficult for them to consciously want to grasp. Unhealed wounds, some chronic situation that just is more comfortable to stuff down. So I see you as a bellwether of actually addressing, even offhandedly, uh, of things that are seeding sparks of awareness for others. And those sparks can set fires. In the past, the Tower card, indeed. So you've been on this path for a minute, Aquarius. For many of the Aquarians I'm speaking to, or those of you that have an Aquarian placement or are simply drawn to the message, this is a form of responding or recognizing in disaster blessings, seeing that the crumbling of our social institutions or services that we have depended upon as something that allows us creative opportunities to create something more aligned, more serviceable, more functional in meeting our needs. And because of your ability to understand this, to see this, to not be afraid of that chaos, that destruction, that disruption, you are in many ways leading the charge to creating those alternatives that are more serviceable, that answer the true needs that exist among others. But this has not come without a lot of personal disruption, uh, erratic opportunities or life choices, things, opportunities coming and things being erased, but trusting the trust you have in the path you're on and in the universe, universal laws that you perceive that are higher than man-made, human-made laws, I should say. This is something that is no longer frightening to you. That you accept this as your path. This is really beautiful. There's an alignment here with the pursuit of your truth and the justice that is meant to illuminate and actually implement on the earth. In the future, the Six of Cups. This really takes you back to some beautiful aspect of your memory, your experience, perhaps as from your family of origin or your childhood. I believe it puts you in touch with the positive benefits of your emotional talents, your personal talents and skills. Whatever it is you do so from a place of pleasure, of play, of being seen, of sharing joy with others. And that's something you're reconnecting with. This can be through a personal connection, a relationship connection. someone who inspires your willingness and ability to be lighthearted, to move from a sense of emotional depth and satisfaction, a place of happiness, of joy in connectivity. So this is the opposite of going it alone. This is reconnecting to a talent that brings you in closer emotional resonance with others. Aquarius, if this message is resonating with you at any level, please like and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. I really appreciate your presence here and your support of me. So thank you in advance for that. And for the Tower in the back, in the past, I should say, I'm going to pull 2 cards. There's one, and here's another. The Ten of Wands and the Page of Cups. And the Judgment card in the present. Okay, just too many. Okay, but there's something under there. The Mage and the Four of Cups. I like that. And in the future, the Six of Cups, 2 cards, please. Just 2. The Justice card and the Page of Pentacles. Okay. So I love that it seems as though sometimes the words I speak are matched by the cards that show up. So in the past, the Ten of Wands and the Page of Cups is emphasizing how difficult this particular intuitive skill and capacity you have may have been at a personal level. It has marked you as incredibly creative, ability to dream, vision, use your imagination in a way that is unparalleled, that encourages play, but it has netted you a lot of responsibility, a lot of expectation that you have carried perhaps as a result of how others perceived your skill and the utility of that skill. It feels as though you were responsible for others. You may have had largely responsible occupations or jobs in which you had to manage others or the results of their labor. It may have been that you had a caretaking role. You were a teacher that had a particularly heavy curriculum load. There's some way in which your talents were heavy and exhausting. You have fulfilled those along the way to understanding more fundamentally this intuitive gift that you have, this creative gift, this way of seeing opportunity in what others see as disaster. And in the present, the Mage and the Four of Cups is clarifying the beautiful Judgment card. So here, yeah, you've really had to learn how to build support for yourself that felt good. You've had to move away from simply providing for others' dreams, others' success, others' comfort, and to recognize that that comfort and support was necessary in order to sustain your big dream, your ability to vision, to sustain this capacity and the work that was a result of it, particularly now when it feels as though your sense of vision is more monumental than in the past. You've really learned to lean into your unique expression, your ability to present ideas in a way that is palatable to others, that others can understand, that looks less scary than the way that you perceive these ideas and opportunities. So this is part of your particular skill or path in the present moment that you are embracing, you are owning. And the residual fallout of experiences or uh, the urgency with which you have sometimes presented your ideas is no longer alienating to others because you've learned how to couch this in a way that feels softer, that feels gentle, that feels more personal to others. Even if your agenda is far larger than the simple comfort, you're teaching others the benefits of the change that is being experienced in the world. What a beautiful quality. And in the future, the Six of Cups is clarified by the Justice and the Page of Pentacles. So I do feel as though you recognize that despite your wealth of skill, knowledge, vision, that this new level of presenting ideas in a way that helps others to be reminded of our origins in the natural world, of our origins in family, among love, to whatever extent we've had those experiences, or to create the opportunities for that play, is something you're willing to learn. It's something you're willing to open up to move forward procedurally so that others can experience the illumination that you've experienced. That greater empowerment leads to greater compassion for others that share your experiences and leads you to a sense of advocacy for the empowerment that you now feel that you embody. This is important because people change the world, not individuals. And so you're keenly aware that as more people have a greater and more informed opportunity to understand changes that we are capable of making, that are possible in our world, despite the media glut that would suggest otherwise, that is what leads to true justice, to true equity, to true inclusion, to true healing on the earth, to fairness for all, including the beautiful planet we inhabit. I'm going to finish this reading. I'm always so inspired, usually by Aquarius readings. And I've pulled here the tuberose, and the key word is desire. Be certain of where you place your passion. Your power is mighty, Aquarius. Whatever you desire, be sure it's what you truly desire, what is in line with your values and your principles and the better world that you are seeking. Thank you so much, Aquarius. Until next time, namaste.